Hello and welcome to Newsmakers on CHCH Podcast. I'm your host, Louie Butko, and today I'm very pleased to be joined by Rick Campanelli. A born and raised Hamiltonian, Rick Campanelli is one of Canada's most recognizable TV personalities, having spent nearly 3 decades on screens across the country, starting in 1994 at Much Music after winning the Temp contest. After 10 years at Much, he moved to Entertainment Tonight Canada, where he co-hosted the show for 12 years, interviewing some of the biggest celebrities in the world. A busy father of 3, Rick has also been involved in several charitable organizations, including World Vision Canada and right here at McMaster Children's Hospital, but he's bringing his talents to CHCH to host the countdown on New Year's Eve 2024.
How are you, Matt?
I'm doing great.
At all the footage that you collected there, I totally forgot about some
Tom
of those
Cruise,
magical moments.
The Rock,
man,
you've had quite the career.
One?
Yeah,
and his family on the red carpet there.
The great one.
Wow.
I've interviewed the great one too. So don't toot your horn too much there,
no.
Rick the Temp. Thank you for doing this. I was telling you, it really is an honor for me to get to talk to you. I grew up on Much Music, Much on Demand. That early 2000s era. I know you were there before that, but
heyday.
That early 2000s, Much on Demand, like the 299 Queen Street West. We're going to get into that because you just came off a whirlwind tour that took you across Canada and connected you with so many people who grew up watching you. We're going to get into that, but let's talk about this countdown show.
Yes, sir.
What does it mean to you, Rick Campanelli, born and raised Hamiltonian, to finally get to be on CHCH?
Finally get to be on CHCH. I'm super pumped.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Growing up as a kid, watching CH daily with my parents, being a part of that fabric in the community, CH is the community. So to be able to host a New Year's Eve show for CH, pinch me, continue to pinch me, because I still can't believe it. I'm super honored, and what a privilege it is. And we're going to ring in the new year with some rock bands and some R&B artists and some comedians, and I'll be there. You'll get to see me here and there as well, but there is a lot that we have planned for the New Year's Eve show, which starts at 11:10 p.m.
Yes, so we will get you your headline news at 11 o'clock, which you've come to expect here on CHCH.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get you your headlines, but 11:10, and you're going to go well into the new year. You're taking it till 12:45.
We're taking it right up until almost 1 a.m. And then time for bed.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we're all going to be tired at that point.
Yeah. You mentioned some of the you got Moelle coming in.
Yes.
But July Talk, what a huge get. I mean, this is if you're a Canadian rock fan, you know who July Talk is.
I met July Talk a couple of times. I used to do a little radio show morning on the Edge for a few months there while doing ET Canada as well, and July Talk came in a couple of times. They're such great people, Peter and Leia, so I'm honored to be introducing them live and seeing them perform live. And then also U.S. Girls will be here as well. Never met U.S. Girls, Megan Remy, but I'm looking forward to meeting her and her band and her doing her thing and them doing their thing. And then, as you said, Moelle, who's Ethiopian-Canadian background, does a little acoustic / R&B, such a cool sound. And then we can't forget the laughs. The comedic relief brought to us by Alistair Ogden, who's Canadian as well. He's an up-and-comer. We saw Russell Peters on your screen earlier, but who knows? Yeah. Alistair's on his way. He's the latest in Canadian comedy, originally from Vancouver, now living in the area in Toronto.
It won the CBC Next Up competition in 2019. It's got over 5 million views across YouTube and TikTok. So you're keeping it light, you know, you're getting the comedy in there.
We are keeping it so light. We're going to have a bartender on hand making drinks all night for all of us and the in-studio audience as well.
Okay.
So the drink, the signature drink, I don't know if you have that.
I don't. I heard you're working on it.
Mayan Berry Mojito. Okay, so
I think I saw somebody. I think there's the test kitchen has been working on that for a while.
They're developing.
It's in the process.
Recipes, and that's what they've come up with.
We've mentioned CHCH institution. Some people may use that word to refer to yourself.
Oh, no, please don't. That puts way too much pressure on.
Okay, you've been in the business 30 years. Like, when you take a step back and you look at that and think,
it's not 30 years yet. Next summer.
Okay, sorry. I'm rounding up here, Rick. To what you've done to Entertainment Tonight Canada, and, you know, obviously our thoughts go out to the people who were working on that show just in the last few months.
Still can't believe that it's gone.
I know, but especially for having launched at 10 years at Much, you are an institution on Canadian television.
Or my bad luck, because the places that I've worked at are now no longer with us. Much Music, ET Canada. My bad luck. So are you sure you want to hire me for New Year's?
Okay, well, let's talk to management, because there might be something to this here.
I am the cooler. I'm known as the temp and the cooler.
But what does it mean to still get to do what you do for as long as you've been doing it?
What an absolute honor. It really is. It's like, seriously, when I got let go back in 2017 from ET Canada, my world was shattered, because that's all I knew. Leaving university at Brock, studying for 4 years, thinking I was going to be going into a totally different career path, teaching the education system, and then winning a contest and being put on television, nationwide television, in the mid-90s, and then getting it all pulled out from under me in 2017. That was it. I thought, oh my goodness, I love doing this so much. Can I do it for free? Will you keep me on? I'll just do it for free. I love it so much. So I really missed it, and I still do miss the going in every day to the environment or to the studio and engaging with people. And we're in the world of communications, and that's the basis of what I'm all about. Interacting and communicating and chatting and socializing. So. Yeah, I really missed it when it all came to an end. But to have it last, on the other hand, to have it last that long, it's like, wow, really? I'm so fortunate that it got to last that long. And look, I'm still here. Can't get rid of me.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
I mean, I applied for the Countdown host job, and I didn't get it. No, I didn't. I'm just kidding. They didn't do that. But you're still here. Yeah.
Still here doing it, and I'm so blessed, and I'm so honored to be still doing it. And it's what I love to do. It's my passion. So
you've seen this business through some volatility.
Yeah, I have.
Fair to say.
Yes.
What kind of piece of advice would you have for that Brock kid who's watching this now?
You really do have to remain true to yourself and be you. You see so many people start something like this, and they think they need to change as they go and not change for the better. But I think ego gets to some people, and different traits start coming into play, and they just start changing. And I believe, and I know my family's listening. I hope they are, and they can tell you, like, I'm just the same Rick when I was a kid, to my teen years. Just curious, just wanting to do as much as I can do. And I think to this day, I'm still that same person. So just be true to yourself. Never change the way you are, what your passions are, or what you're feeling inside for somebody else. There's going to be something for you out there. It may not be for this door over here, but maybe that door over there.
How did you balance that ego versus, because you have to be humble, right? And I'm saying this as somebody who's in this field. I feel the idea where when you're on camera and you try to be as genuine as possible, and that's what I feel. I feel when I'm on camera and when I'm talking to you, like we would have this conversation whether we're in the canteen or whether these cameras are here or not.
There's a canteen.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
After. But there's always food there too. That's the best thing about working in television.
Dude,
there's always food. There's always food.
And I'm Italian, so this is right up my alley.
Love it. I was just at an Italian bakery yesterday. You might have seen the segments. I was on Morning Live. I went to Jack's Sweet Shop in Dundas. They had these baked goods.
Yes.
I almost said better than my mom's, but I would have been disowned because it was that bad.
Can never go there. Never go that far.
Never. I didn't say it on the air. I said I might have said it, but I didn't say it on the air.
And she's not listening to
No, of course not. No. I hope not. I hope so. Sorry. Back to the question. Balancing that ego versus that motivation. Because this is a tough job sometimes.
Well, you know what?
Tough.
I don't think hosts even need to have ego. It's the people that we're interviewing that we expect to have ego. The rock stars, the actors, they're the insecure ones that need the praise, and they have the egos. That it takes them to the level that they're at, and that's cool. That's understandable. But as hosts, as what you do and what I do, we're there to get the best out of somebody, to give their audience and their listeners something that they may not have heard about them. So when it comes to us, ego should never even come into play. We're just the curious, inquisitive ones that are asking the questions.
And even when I pitch this show and when I try to get people on the show, like that's the number one thing. It's like, I'm just asking questions.
Yeah.
Like, we're just talking. The cameras happen to be here.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not trying to get anything out of you. I'm not looking for a good clip. I'm not trying to get you with gotcha journalism. That's not what it's doing.
Not what we're about. Yeah.
That can mess with some younger people, like,
for sure,
getting into the business.
Well, I think that's what people, that's what their goals are. Obviously, they set forth by just trying to get those golden nuggets out. Those golden nuggets will come out eventually if it's a good conversation.
Yeah.
They will.
I think the genuine part is the part that I think, if I could go back and tell like 10-year-old Lou who wants to get in this business, it's just be a more genuine, or as genuine as you possibly can, because that's gotten you to where you are.
Well, another point too, Louie, like, people are going to see right through the fake. They will, if they know you, and you do get to make this connection. Especially, Much Music was a live 24/7 show. Like, they got to know you. We were family. Like, the viewers, the crew. People will see right through if you're trying to be somebody else, and then they'll switch the channel.
Let's talk about 299 Queen Street West.
Oh, man.
The new documentary is about to hit Crave. Before that, it has been on this cross-Canada tour. What has that been like for you to revisit that after all these years, to see the support of just what Much Music meant to so many people across the country these last few months?
It's been so special. It really has. Like, it's 2023, and Sean Menard, was developing this movie. He was working on this movie for a number of years, because it's a lot of work. This is a big project. This is massive. Looking at all the film or tape or whatever whatever we call it.
I'm sure there was some film there somewhere, right?
Nothing was digital. Let's just get that straight. It was all stuff that he had to go back and the archival footage of like Betacam tapes, and he went through. I think the number kept going up as we went across the country, but I think like 10,000 clips.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
His wife was helping out a great deal as well. But then he narrowed it down to 200 clips that made the final cut for 299 Queen Street West. So to be able to relive it all, going across the country, just first of all, seeing it on the big screen was super special. And then getting to relive it all with the people that grew up. As a young Canadian, you knew what Much Music was. You grew up watching. It was a staple. So to get to meet the people that actually made Much Music after the Q&A was the meet and greet. So we'd be in the theaters for hours, just hanging out with people, talking about the good old days, talking about the stories that they remember, and it was great times. It's sad that it all came to an end.
Yeah.
We did 14 or 15 shows across the country, but then back in March we started the whole tour off at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, which was really fun to bring it to the American fans or viewers of Much Music, because Much Music was in the households in the U.S. for a time there, which was awesome. Yeah. But anyway, just to get to relive it all, I left there 18 years ago, so that's a long time. I may have started 30 years ago, but I left 18, which is a long time ago. So it just brought all these memories, these magical, special, warm, fuzzy feels back.
What happened to video?
YouTube.
Music video. YouTube
happened.
YouTube killed the VJ star.
Video killed the radio star. YouTube killed the VJs and the music video star.
Yeah, like Much on Demand was like every day.
Is a staple, right?
When you went when you went to the big, St. Catharines, Fonthill Kid, going to the big city, and you'd go to try. Oh my God, that's where they
go to Queen and John.
And you go to Queen and John. They're doing the show right now. You're looking in and
you're in. You're not just watching. We're bringing you in to be part of the show.
It really was this once in a lifetime thing that I don't think could be recreated. No. Even the celebrities that you'd sneak into the building and then all of a sudden they'd be there. And if you had told them, and if it for somehow, because that was the best, when it leaked out that somebody was going to be at Much Music, and you basically had to shut down Queen and John.
Queen and John. Oh, yeah. I don't think the city liked it too much when we did those.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, sure, we shut them both down, for the MMVAs or huge, but I think the city would only let us shut down either Queen, or John. you pick. You know, you want NSYNC on Queen, or you don't want them on John? Do you want Spice Girls over here on Queen?
I mean,
but it was amazing, and those are just like the pop bands that I'm mentioning. Like we had all genres: hip hop and rock and rap and punk and alternative and we had every artist. Yeah. Because we played every artist, and that's what the viewers wanted.
The countdown on Fridays, much more music too. That was that. I mean, those are
so many great times.
Yeah. Speaking of great times, Little Birdie told me you were a regular at a little establishment called Front 54 in Thorold.
I was.
Was that your go-to? Was that your
I think it was Wednesday nights was the night.
Moose and Goose now is I think what they call it.
It's the Moose and Goose now.
Yeah, on Paul D. DeVitas Way in Thorold.
Same owners.
Same owners. Yeah, the D. DeVitases are still a staple in St. Catharines.
We had some good times at Front 54.
Front 54. Any other haunts? Big Bucks, maybe?
The Chili Pepper.
Chili Pepper,
It's not there anymore.
It's not there anymore.
Yeah, Big Bucks.
Big Bucks. Mansion House.
Mansion House. Oh, such great spots.
Because obviously you spent 4 years in St. Catharines.
And if I remember them all, I wasn't having a good night. But sometimes we would have got snuck into other places. But but Front 54 was, I think, the go-to for my buddies and I.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to go, well, let's go back.
Sure, go
from
for it.
90 to 94 is the 4 years I spent in the beautiful Garden City.
Hey, I still call the beautiful Garden City home, and I know Mayor Matt Cisco was on the show earlier this week on Morning Live anyway, so he'll appreciate the shout-out as well. What does it mean to still be a part of the Hamilton community as you are? Like I said, to be a part of the show, but getting able to give back at McMaster Children's Hospital. You and your wife Angie do so much. You guys were donating to the toy drive just a few short weeks ago.
Well, you know what? We'll give back until we can't give back anymore. You know, everyone needs assistance. We needed it growing up. Like everyone goes through tough times, hardships, obstacles, and what better way to help out? You give back, especially for kids, because I can't tell you the countless amount of hours I spent at McMaster Hospital as a kid with either a broken bone or I needed stitches or I fell playing soccer or whatever it was, but that was our go-to hospital. I might have been born at St. Joe's, but I went to school at St. Mary's on the McMaster campus, and that hospital was always there for us. So it's the least we can do. And moving back home or closer to home, we're in Aldershot now, but being born and raised in Hamilton, spending 20 years in Toronto, but being able to come back to the city, you never forget your roots or where you come from. I know Hamilton's such a good town.
I know most people from Aldershot will jump at me when I say this, but you're basically still Hamilton.
I'm basically,
right?
it's the border.
It's Dundas and Hamilton. For whatever reason, Aldershot's got this own little cutout there.
Got our own little thing.
Listen, and I'm not saying Aldershot. Do not come after me. I know you're not Hamilton. You are Burlington and Aldershot. I get
on the
that.
border.
Right on the border. Right on the border. I owe you an apology because when you and Angie were here last week, I was coming in through the back door.
Yeah.
And I went to go wave to the receptionist who was coming in at the same time as you.
Yeah.
You thought I was waving to you.
Okay.
So you waved, and I didn't. I turned around awkwardly and was just like,
when I see a wave, I wave back.
Yeah, I was like, I think, because I turned around and I talked to like our assignment editor, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I was just a jerk to Rick Campanelli. No. And they're like, why? What happened? I'm like, well, because I think he thought I was waving to him.
How far apart were we? Like,
you were like, you and me?
Yeah.
We're probably about 10 feet. I wasn't wearing my glasses.
Okay.
So I was like waving just past you.
Okay.
But you thought I was waving at you.
See,
so
I wasn't wearing my glasses. See? That age now.
I know. I need them just to read the prompter. So that's where
it's all good, man. No offense taken, Louie.
New Year's Eve, what time are you on the air again?
11:10.
11:10.
I'll be here at 11:05.
Okay,
getting ready.
As we tend to do here on TV. We only show up 5 minutes before. We only show up 5 minutes.
No, it's going to be a fun time, though. I'm really, really pumped to do live TV again. It's what I did back in the day. Not as much of it on ET Canada, but Much Music was all about the live. So to be able to do a live TV again and to do it with some rock bands, some comedians, and a live in-studio audience. It's going to be tons of fun.
In studio, because you're not new to New Year's Eve. You've done some shows, Nathan Phillips Square.
Outdoors.
Victoria Park, and
We froze our butts off doing the outdoor New Year's Eve shows. But we're just going to the North Studio, just
North
behind
Studio.
us over here.
There you go. Don't tell people.
I just
don't give away the secret.
The magic,
It's
the secrets.
huge. Yeah.
But it is gorgeous. I just walked in for the first time earlier, and that's where we'll be.
All right. Well, I know the invitation for staff is going around very shortly, so I got my email alerts ready to go. So I'm hoping to join you there.
It's the big ticket for the night.
I've heard. It gets sold out real quick.
And those mojitos. Each audience member will get one.
We're going to see if the test kitchen in the canteen, see what's going on.
I hear it's an open bar. I don't know. That's why I signed up.
Okay. Rick Campanelli.
Really opening up here.
Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Rick Campanelli, my thanks to him for joining me. And my thanks to you as well, because we could not do the show without you. So make sure you like and subscribe to CHCH Podcast so you never miss an episode of this show or any of the other great shows for you that we have for you, including the Trending Now podcast. Brand new episode of that dropped on Friday. So go to chch.com/podcasts, or if you're watching, you can just scan that QR code on your screen right there and subscribe today. From all of us here at CHCH, I'm Louie Butko. Thanks to Mike Corsten for directing today's show. Have a great day.